Hey, yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Cheap Truth YouTube channel. Hope everybody's doing well out there. Thanks again, once again, for checking in with the Cheap Truth. So on today, got another video for you guys. And this time we are going to be talking about a story coming out of Polk County, Florida, man. So very interesting story here. We basically have a white female elementary school teacher, and she sung the happy birthday song to one of her students, a 6-year-old black kid, and she sung the happy birthday song. And then at the end of it, she was like, hey, do you want to hear a funnier version of this song? Do you want to hear the funny version? And of course, being the kid's like, yeah, I want to hear the funny version. And so she proceeds to go into this version of the song where she calls him a monkey and says he lives in the zoo like a monkey and smells like a monkey and the whole nine. And apparently that's supposed to be the funny version. And you guys know, okay, associating black people with monkeys is extremely racist and extremely offensive. So, of course, the teacher has received a lot of backlash behind this. The parents of the student wants disciplinary action taken out against the teacher. And so, yeah, it's just a wild chain of events that happened there. So anyway, let's hop into this news clip. And then as always, we'll talk about it.
Florida mother is furious over the way her son's birthday was celebrated at school. The kid's teacher first sang the original happy birthday song, but then this happened.
Would you like the funny song now that I sing to you? Happy birthday to you. You live in the zoo. You look like a monkey. And you smell like one, too. Give a clap, everybody.
The incident happened at an elementary school in Polk County near Orlando. The mom says the teacher actually sent her the video, but she didn't think it was funny. She says the song hurt her 6-year-old's feelings. She's now demanding an apology from the school, immediate disciplinary action, and counseling for her child.
I don't like stuff like that.
My skin is boiling. I don't even like racism, and to know where we come from and our ancestors. And for us to be labeled like that, because when they call us monkey, they basically saying that we're ugly, we act like a monkey and all this and that. I don't like that at all.
The Polk County Public Schools District says it's investigating the incident. The mother says she plans to transfer her son to another school.
All right, so you guys just seen the clip and heard her sing that version of Happy Birthday. And I guess I'll just start off by saying I ain't never heard that version before, y'all. I ain't never heard that. I ain't never heard of a version of Happy Birthday where you calling somebody a monkey, saying that they look like a monkey and that they smell like a monkey, live in the zoo like a monkey. Like, I ain't never heard that before. So I'll be interested to hear from you guys. Leave a comment down in the comment section below and tell me if you ever heard of this version, I guess, before this whole thing came out. Because apparently, from looking at some comments, there appears to be a segment of people who actually grew up with this song, and that this was just supposed to be a funny version that people sang, and people have been singing it since they were little, and I guess other people sang it to them. And so this is supposed to be an actual like lighthearted version that people grew up with, and it's not something that the teacher just made up off the top of her head, apparently. So I guess in some world or in some demographics or in some part of the country or certain parts of the country, there are people who actually sang this version of the song. So you have a lot of people out here defending this mess, and I don't see how, because when I see stories like this, and I hear about things like this in the news, I'm just always like so amazed that people can't read the room. Like, people really cannot read the room. They can't think logically. They have no self-awareness. And look here, I'm not here to say that this woman is a racist or trying to demonize her, or to say that she's a bad teacher or that she's a bad person. Look, I'm pretty sure she's a great teacher. She's probably a good teacher. The kids probably like her, all that stuff, man. But how in the hell could you not know that this was going to blow up in your face? You should know that it is never okay to associate black people and monkeys in the same fucking sentence. You can't do it, bro. I don't care how harmless you think it is. I don't care. Look, I'm the person, man, I always err on the side of caution. Okay? You always err on the side of caution. Look, I get it. We live in a society where, look, and I'm one of those people who thinks that society is too soft. I think that we've grown so soft as a society. You can't say nothing. You can't do nothing. But that doesn't mean that you just get to say any fucking thing. That doesn't mean that you just get to do anything. You know what I'm saying? And then hide behind, well, you're too soft. You're too sensitive. No, you know, I'm not going to sit here and let you play in my face. Okay? And the one thing you ain't going to do is call a black person a monkey and think that that's okay. Okay? That's not a social norm there. I don't care if it's a song that I don't care if this song is something that you grew up singing, or they used to do it back in my day. Back in my day, we used to do it. Look, they used to do a lot of things in the past, okay? Okay, they used to fucking smoke Newports on planes. Used to smoke cigarettes on planes. Should we just go back to smoking cigarettes on planes? Should we do that? Remember, the TSA didn't exist before 9/11, and hell, with the way that the government shutdown's going, shit, they might not exist for much longer if they keep it up. But I mean, do you want to go back to that? Do you want to go back to just people just being able to go up to the gate and bring knives and scissors on planes and stuff? Like, do you want to go back to those days? Of course you don't. There's nothing wrong with growing. There's nothing wrong with saying, you know what, I used to do this in the past, or you know what, this is what was accepted in the past, but now it's not accepted and we shouldn't accept it. And it shouldn't have been, looking back on it, it should have never been accepted. Okay? It's like fucking minstrel shows, right? I mean, yeah, growing up, they used to have minstrel shows. Okay, should we bring those back and have people dressing in blackface? You know what I'm saying? And making fun of black folks and all the stereotypes and all that shit. Should we do that? So anyway, man, it's just, looking at that video, you could tell that that kid was uncomfortable with that situation. You could just see it in his eyes. Like, he was uncomfortable. He was low-key embarrassed. And even like the kids, like I could just feel it through the video. Like you could tell the kids even knew something was up with it. Like they didn't feel like that was right. I mean, you got like a chuckle or two at the end, but that was about it. And it seemed like the teacher was laughing harder than anybody. So that should tell you something. But yeah, man, I feel sorry for the little guy and that he had to go through all this, you know, and it's unfortunate that he's kind of learning a lesson early on about what it's like to be a black person in these settings and be in those awkward situations, those awkward moments, especially like amongst white peers, like even in a professional setting. You have those moments, you have those situations that arise where somebody may say something or somebody may do something and you're kind of like, you know, you might laugh it off, but then you think to yourself like, was that racist? Was that inappropriate? You know what I'm saying? It's just like, you know, your white coworkers, that they call you the other black guy's name that's on the team, right? You know, honest mistake, you know, or all black people look alike. Which one is it? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's just those things happen, and you know, it's unfortunate that he's kind of experiencing a little bit of that at such a young age. But yeah, man, you know, as far as the teacher, look, like I said earlier, I ain't here to say that she's racist. Just from looking at it, and I agree with what a lot of the comments, you know, a lot of people made comments saying that they need a little more context. Like they'd be curious to see if she actually sings this song with some of her other students. Like, does she do it with her white students as well? For me, just looking at the video and just from what I can tell, like I'm not gonna sit up here and say that she did it with racist intent. Like she woke up one day or she woke up that morning saying, well, you know what, 6-year-old, you know, legend, I'm going to ruin his day and I'm going to make sure that I do this version of Happy Birthday to embarrass him and to, you know, come off as racist and to spew racism and hatred in his world. Like I don't think she did that. You know what I'm saying? But what I can say is that this was, in my opinion, pretty dumb on her part, because she's the adult and she has to know that associating a black person with a monkey is a big no-no. Okay, you just don't do that. I don't care how, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't care how harmless you think it is. You just can't do that. Totally unacceptable. But anyway, man, you guys let me know what you think about this story. Drop a comment down in the comment section below. Leave a like on this video before you leave. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, subscribe to the channel. And as always, count your blessings, not your problems. I'm out. Peace.